an enormous donation. It's been a long time since we've seen you here in studio. Rich, good to see you.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
Yourself right in there. And,
you brought us some guilty pleasures there. Oh, my goodness.
My nephew, Rich Vitti, by marriage, owns Hemstraws, so I had to, get your palates going this morning.
They're doing it. You know that we talked about this. Is one of our free money questions with Hobica the other day. What current Guinness Book of World Records the record made in Utica, New York, still stands and still shows up in the books? You don't know, well, and it involves Hemstraws. And what was the bakery downtown? I'm going to forget it again. They're no longer down on Varick Street, but together Hemstraws and that bakery,
Jelly Bun,
was it
world's largest jelly donut?
Oh, yeah. That was just a guess.
Yeah, wow. And Hemstraws was involved in that. So, and they also own Spano Brothers over there, right?
Correct.
So they continue on the tradition of that hard crust bread that is so
favorite.
Good when toasted.
Yeah, I remember you telling me last time I was on. Yeah.
All right, so you recently got a huge donation.
Yes. I know the story's online. Andrew put it online from Pinnacle Foods, which own quite a few different smaller companies. One of them is Armour Meats, Wishbone, and all that.
Yep.
Through Mike Kaminsky, if you know Mike from Chicago Markets, and AMG, American Marketing Group in New York Mills, they pulled this together. They know the wonderful things we're doing for veterans, and they want to help out. And so for the last 2 years, we've been on NASCAR, our logo free of charge. It would cost us well into the six figures on Kevin Harvick's car and Chase Elliott's car, 4 races. And
now, and this is by the way, Julie, thank you, Donato's Bakery.
Donato's.
I keep forgetting that, and they're not there anymore. Remember down there, Donato's?
Yes, I do.
So, this is your group. This is not a national group. This is a national group.
We are not for profit in all 50 states, but we only have a pantry here in Utica and one in Watertown. And then we have our mobile pantry that we take out to Syracuse.
Understood. Okay.
So, yes. So, anyways, through NASCAR, through Pinnacle and Armour Meats, part of their thing was to not only have our logo on NASCAR, is also do a food donation. And we got if you go online, you can see all the pictures. We just received, it's approximately 30,500 cans of Armour Vienna sausages.
30,500
That's just the beginning.
Wow. I love those little sausages.
I should have brought some in. They go good with the half moons.
Do they have carbs? Because those half moons have carbs.
Yes, they do.
I'm not eating carbs right now.
Sometime in the next couple of weeks, we're going to be getting the rest of the donation, another 140,000 cans. We're trying to feed every American veteran that's hungry.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one way we're going to start doing it. It's not just, we're going to keep these here in Utica, but we're going to give them out to veterans
throughout the country.
No, we already did.
I'm assuming this Utica is one of the recipients of this.
And Watertown is too, yes.
And Watertown.
And our mobile pantry that goes to Syracuse.
Got it.
We did donate 15,000. We can't take the 200,000 cans here. It's impossible.
Yeah. Even though they're little cans.
They're you can see online how big, how much pallets.
Wow.
And that was only 15 of them. We did make a $15,000 can donation to a DAV and a 10,000 can donation to the VA's Vet Center for homeless veterans down in Panama City, and the DAV was in Alabama. That was Pinnacle wanting me to. They knew I couldn't take all 200,000 cans there. So I set up a huge distribution network throughout the country. Yeah. So when we do get other big donations in, I have the people in place to set up.
Now it's all set in place, so you're able to do that. Well, that's awesome.
So yeah, we feed vets in 34 states, and I know some people have an issue with that, but
what issue would they have with that?
Last time I was on the air, that one lady said, that
you're always, when you come here, you're always going to get somebody.
Oh, Mike, you can do everything properly and somebody's going to be irritated. But my point is, we do feed vets outside of this community.
Right.
As I'm a third-generation veteran, and the other 22 million vets we served. I didn't serve for North Utica where I grew up. I served for this country.
Right.
And every other 22 million of us served for this country.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if you were to see a veteran lying in the street and a homeless veteran in Alabama, would you be offended by that? Absolutely, just as much as you would be if they were lying in the streets in Utica.
That's right, absolutely. And so it's a big issue out there. I'm proud to do this. And our goal is eventually to feed the roughly 3 million veterans that are having a problem with food insecurity.
Yeah.
And most of these, I'll give you some quick stats. I don't have 2016s yet, but it's better than 2015s, unfortunately. 2015, we fed registered vets that came to us every week, 2,594. With their spouses and children, 5,535 people we fed. And we gave out 173,520 pounds of food for 2015. When we started in December of 05, it was a 35-pound box of food. That's how we've grown. 2016 now is even more. My wife is the volunteer. She's our CFO. She hasn't compiled our 2016 yet, but we blew it out of the water.
Can I say, though, that it is a horrible shame that you have to exist? That's the most terrible thing of all.
And if you go to the VA's budget, I have a copy of the government's budget. I was reading about the VA's budget, the $100 and something billion. There's nothing about food insecurity in there. They talk about homelessness, PTSD, and all the other issues everyone's familiar with, but you ever hear of the word food?
Right.
Homelessness goes with food. PTSD, that's our goal. We've been doing it for years. 1 week's worth of free food every month. You know how that eliminates so many problems that 1 week?
Yeah.
And that exacerbates the PTSD. You know, geez, I can't feed my family.
Right.
That just causes more stress.
And in some cases, they come back and the family's not. I mean, you're talking about these, and I understand every era has its, there was the World War II is known as the
shell shock,
but the generation was known as
the greatest generation.
The greatest generation. Tom Brokaw really coined that, and then you have Korea and Vietnam and the first Gulf War and all these other excursions that have occurred across these conflicts.
Libya, 86. That's where I was.
These conflicts that haven't been labeled the way that that these others, and then of course now what we're in the midst of now. You're talking about. Multiple times these guys and women are being sent back.
Yeah, it's and we see it, and I invite anybody to come down to the pantry to see what we do, because I can talk about this all day. It's a 12,000 square foot shopping center we have for the vets.
Where did you end up locating?
We're actually at 205 Genesee, right between Grace Church and the State Office Building.
Okay.
Devereaux and Jenny, they actually come in, they shop for themselves, take a cart, and they shop. We have
awesome.
Yeah, it's not just we give you a bag of food, here you go. No, you're Bill Kaler. Bill, when did you serve? We talk, especially the 5 services, we all break each other's chests, me being Navy, so on and so forth. You shop for yourself. You take that week's worth of free food. We have milk, eggs, meat. We get 400 to 500 pounds a week donated from Hannaford's and Clinton. Wow. And fresh veggies and fruits. So it's a mini shopping center. That
you're a little grocery store right there.
Yes, and that's why we're unfortunately so successful.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Rich, you said, so after the ones that you donated to other organizations, you're left with about roughly 170,000 cans of sausage and stuff. How many people do you think that will feed, or how long will that last?
We've had pallets of soup donated before, $150,000 worth of soup. We actually give cases at a time if they want 3 or 4 cases, because if they like the Vienna sausages as Bill does, take them, because we got them, and its expiration date I think is May of 2018. So we will go through all of them. Some people,
you've got it's not like they gave you something that's going to expire in a couple of months. You've got something that's going to last the year. For
exactly right.
That's awesome.
So yes.
And just quick question on the clarification, because it's just mind-boggling. You are the only office of Feed Our Vets. I know you said it's a nonprofit in 50 states, but you had to do that.
I'm the head dishwasher and chief person,
So you're, the only pantry, as you said, is local, but yet you distribute to other...
Right, like major food donations like this. I'll call the DAV down in Anniston, Alabama.
Okay.
And I'll tell them I'm donating 15,000 cans of Armour product to you.
Yeah.
Well, we talk back and forth. This Randy, he's a former Navy guy like me. So he'll distribute it to Alabama, all the other DAVs down there, to the vets that are hungry. And same thing with the vet center in Panama City. Same thing. So I'm telling you, all throughout the country, I have contacts at the VAs from all the way from California up the East Coast. So yeah, and the food is going to veterans.
I do want to ask also. I just need to. So, Feed Our Vets is a name who came up with that name?
Me.
Okay, that's what I wanted to clarify.
The actual
this is something that was started here and is now distributing to 43 different states in the nation.
Correct.
So that's why I think it's important to note, because when I said you're not all over the country, that is true. This is a local facility. This is a local idea that is now spreading across the country.
Correct. And we are in the process of opening up a pantry in Little Rock. We have a retired Air Force lady. We're working on that.
Right.
And Tucson, Arizona. So the need is out there, and, you know, it's there. I mean, this is our headquarters right here in Utica. This is the national headquarters.
All right.
It
Well, that's
started,
awesome.
and it's still, and that's where it always be.
Still a
because-
mom and
job.
pop at this point. A
You know
mom and
what?
pop,
Yeah,
but it's,
exactly. There's only, and that's the thing I want to also stress too is there's only 2 employees of Feed Our Vets, and we make well under $75,000.
Yeah.
So that's my goal too. Is and there's 2 paid employees besides my wife, the volunteer CFO, running this whole organization. Doesn't need to be all kinds of CEOs and VPs
Right.
making 6 figures. That's not happening.
Yeah.
Because the vets are so important to me.
The goal
That's-
is to feed these guys
not
and
to
women.
feed ourselves.
Yeah.
I already did well in life where
Yeah,
I don't need it. So
Well, good for you. You're doing something good.
can I just make one thing about IHOP
Yeah.
Monday? I sent the information to Andrew. IHOP on French Road this coming Monday, the 23rd, from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. When you go there to eat, tell them that you want the proceeds, up to 20% of every bill is going to go to Feed Our Vets. So please come between 5 and 9 this coming Monday. Gary's the manager. They revamped that whole restaurant. It looks
Okay.
great inside, new manager, and he wants to do something for the vets and give back to the community.
Awesome.
So this Monday from 5 to 9 p.m., come down and see us. I'll have our mobile there so people can actually get an idea of
Over at
what we
IHOP.
do. So
All right, cool. All right, Rick,
Thank
good
you.
stuff. Thanks. Good. Thank you for what you're doing out there.
you.
Got a
Enjoy
break.
your half moons.
34 degrees. I'm glad you didn't bring in the sausages because somebody would have been like, okay, they're not veterans. You should have. It would have started a whole can of sauce, put up a whole new can of sausages. You wouldn't want to do that.